as MKOI look to persuade us that they are worthy of joining G2 in the finals yet again in back-to-back splits to get revenge on G2 after the dirty work that G2 did to them in summer. Welcome to game number 4. The lights are out. A little bit early for Silver Scrapes, but the crowd wants it to end here as we have a lot off the board.
So far, first pick has won every single game, and so KC have looked to take that back. Caitlyn and Nami are going to be taken off the board as Busio's Bard once again finds itself removed alongside that Rumble that we've come to expect to be that second pick ban, as they do not want to give it first pick to their opponent.
Galio says to me as well that they just either don't want Jojo having more access to these very strong 1-3-1 champions, but also, as you say, does lend itself towards the Rumble pick. So I'm curious exactly what the plan is here.
Could be a Kali, often pretty good into that. Also, like, mages in general, I suppose. Maybe if they're thinking about a Viktor, they're worried about giving Jojo over the
Rumble
Galio.
left open and no Galio, right?
No, Rumble's banned.
Oh, sorry, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's been 4 long games, been 4 great games. Couple of storms, couple of back and forths, but here we stand with the Yike Vi. Now, once upon a time, I'd be worried about this, but I feel like his recent performances in playoffs, he's not had a bad time on the Vi, all things considered.
I mean, there's always that
nagging
stigma
doubt
that'll sit there.
I saw your
on the
face as soon as I
hype.
said it, and I was like, maybe not enough for Vedius.
But we'll see how things pan out. I think Ahri would have been a nice pairing alongside it, and MKOI are going to take that one away, along with an immediate Neeko for Alvaro. So I already love this 1-2 coming out from MKOI. Fantastic pick potential. It's a great comfort pick for Jojo, and Neeko, I think, is just a really well-rounded support in the meta.
The Nivea, the hover at the moment. I mean, good follow-up on the Vi. Easy to try and make that work, especially with a wall to try and prevent Neeko and engages. Can get some value. But it looks like they're just going to take the Karma to try and have a push into this Neeko in the bottom side.
The classic Yike Nivea is now, we have to consider it a real pick because of all those other Nivea players making it the meta. The Corki Karma going to come through from the bot line means that, I mean, I will say, you mentioned it to me earlier, Hysterics, and I think it's worth mentioning, Caliste has not had the best series. Yep. Like, his Ashe performance was good, of course, but of course, I feel like that when you think about his Ezreal in game 1 and his Jhin in game 3, he got hit by like 2-3 hooks from Alvaro, which he could have like not been in a position to get hooked. And yeah, I think we need to see a big step up from him if KC want to bring us to a game 5.
Well, Aphelios is going to be off the table if we do go there. No Enchanter, normally paired with the Lulu or the Thresh for a hook, but instead still an engage, still a bit of lane presence given by Alvaro's Neeko.
And I think you're just going to continue now to put focus on towards potential mid lane bans here, or just try and set up something nice for this Ahri in the mid lane. And I think you're in an okay spot. Only other one is maybe looking towards top lane bans just to make sure that Myrwn can have a bit of an easier time as he can try and pinch the pool. But yeah, it is going to be the mid lane looks.
I guess my question is with the Ahri, what jungler do you pair this with? Because they've just taken away Nefiri, right? We've got Vi on the other side. Usually it is like Vi, Ahri or
Vi Wukong, sorry, the Wukong Ahri is as well, but that's gone.
Jarvan,
I mean, Lee Sin honestly isn't the worst pick in the world here, which could be something.
I like you, Dagda. You're not a bad
Why
guy.
does Lee Sin make me think of 1647? I don't. There's something. There's something there. But yes, always a possibility. The jungle pool is naturally getting thin. And, I mean, this will be the first game 4 that we've had in LEC, this split.
Does it? Oh, actually, I was about to say go back towards the Nefiri, but that's taken away as well. So, yeah, the pool is pinched quite substantially here. So, I think it leads in something along these lines that is more DPS focused, but can actually pair well with playing through that mid lane.
But it's really bad into Vi, I think. I don't think that Lee Sin players really love the matchup. Also into Corki Karma, I can see that being quite annoying.
That makes sense.
Poppy? Yeah, into Vi, that does make a ton of sense. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously not the greatest engage right now. Alvaro is kind of the guy you're looking at to actually start off those fights for you. But when you've got dash on the Corki, dash on the Vi, and potential other dashes that KC could want to get, Poppy's going to be great against those.
Poppy also still a flex here. Can be shoved up towards Myrwn in the top lane.
Very great point.
At least keeping that open for the moment, which does make it a little bit more difficult as to exactly what the plan is here for Canna.
I like it. I like that flexibility because, yeah, both Myrwn and Elyoya
He could just do a blind pick Gnar if he wanted to.
True.
Oh, actually, I was going to say, because we saw it over in the LCS, Olaf maybe could have been a pick here, because a lot of moments that you can chase down things like the Aphelios, but instead, just going to go for the Gnar. And again, I think it's just have a strong lane matchup for Canna here and make sure that he's in a decent spot to follow up on these engages from the Vi.
See, the funny thing is you'd want the Syndra now.
Yeah.
Because the Syndra, not only is it a really good...
That'd be so good,
Well,
yeah.
hang on a minute.
Stop.
Don't tease us like that. All right,
Viktor.
okay. So that seems very much up Yahoo's wheelhouse. So not really a winning matchup. It's just a farm matchup, pretty much. Ahri isn't too scared about it. Viktor can get a lot of really good trades early on. But it just kind of fits into this very poke-style comp that KC have decided to go for. KOI now need to round out their draft. Where is this Poppy going? My expectation is jungle, but then what do you actually bring? Do you cook out the Aurelia?
Cannon. Malphite.
Okay.
So does that mean Poppy top or Malphite
I mean, it
top?
could be either.
Or
to be
Malphite
perfectly honest.
jungle. I think this is Malphite
Yeah.
jungle. I think Malphite into Gnar is horrible. So I think that they're going to avoid that and they're going to put it in the jungle. You can see the smile on Elyoya's face. They want another way to start off a fight, and I can tell you right now, Malphite's an easy way to do that.
Yes.
I will say, Malphite Ahri, not a jungle mid combo I'm that familiar with.
We
but-
haven't really experienced that as much. Surprise, surprise.
It does feel like playing a lot more from MKOI side for team fights. Because what we've seen from KC is, yeah, they can get these early leads, but haven't actually been able to transition that into wins. Whereas when I look at MKOI, it's, okay, well, you have a bunch of carries that are going to struggle against the Malphite. We can toss a Neeko in there, and you don't actually have a lot of good engage yourself. So I think from the Aphelios side of things, you're relatively safe to just play out these fights as long as you can catch someone with the ultimates and the charms and the engage that you have.
Yeah, I think KC have a decent amount of poke, which is the main thing that they need to play around. I don't think KOI have a huge amount of range, which could be problematic for them when setting up around these neutrals. But KOI are decisive. They're a team that's not afraid to just start a fight, and I think that they have the tools to start it. And if we go back to that idea of playmaking, Jojo is the player you need to keep your eyes on. I don't think he's been super standout this series, but if he's going to have a high-impact game, this Ahri is the one that he'll do it on.
Well, we're about to jump into Summoner's Rift to see if MKOI can close this out. What a night it's been so far. Game one started off with a KC early game that quickly erupted and turned around. Game two, KC beautiful Ashe Seraphine composition that walked over KOI. And that third game, even though we've seen KC find early leads every single game, that third game, I mean, that was just pure bliss from KC. From MKOI rather. You know what I'm saying? It was a sight to behold as we get in this one, and yeah, we can listen to that person. I mean, they're good when they have their ultis, but early game, that Malphite is just going to be a walking cool shrunk, you know?
So I'll remind the viewers at home, in terms of the straight-up head-to-head between these two teams, KC have the upper hand. But when you look at the best of fives, there's only ever been two, and it's KOI that has won both of them. KOI has won both best of fives, and you can see it on your screen right here. So the head-to-head, all-time head-to-head, series score and game score is in the favor of KC.
Yeah.
For those two best of fives from last year, they went to 5 games, and KOI won both of them. Now, I would love it if we saw a game 5. I would love it if we got... Ooh!
Hang on,
slow
game
down.
4.
Yeah, I would love it if we got to a game 5. I think that this rivalry deserves one.
Yep.
I feel like that the fact that we've only had 2 best of 5s between this organization is quite shocking to me.
It's insane.
It really feels like that there should have been more.
Especially after,
think
what,
it's-
3 years now, right?
Yeah, it's also because I think every time we see them in the studio in Berlin, it feels like a finals.
It
It
does,
feels
right?
like a playoff
Yeah.
game. There is so much fans. There's so many fans. There's so much energy in the studio.
I mean,
for
it is
both these
the
squads.
biggest, like, the nationalism competition,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like that you often feel in traditional sports. You know, I mean, like me and Medic, we joke all the time in the rugby when it's Wales versus England, and like
Yeah.
Ireland.
And Wales is the joke.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely they are.
doesn't disagree.
But it's that same sort of feeling. France versus Spain, we've got 2 big co-streamers as well that back these teams, and it just really adds to that sense of excitement, especially when we've got those KC road trips coming up in the future through the
Yep.
rest of the year as well. You know that it's going to be the exact opposite when KC and KOI hopefully meet up in those environments as well.
And I mean, with teams like, you know, Fnatic and G2 in the past who have been in the way, right? Especially last split, or you talk about this split, knocking MKOI to the lower bracket. when you finally get this best of 5, you kind of see the developing talent and the talent that has developed within our league, how good it can really be as we're about to get back in the game.
Still, though, I think a lot to prove on KC's side. I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I need to see more from Caliste. This was the guy that was touted coming up through the LFL and has looked good on KC all of last year. But everyone's kind of looking at him going, once you put Busio beside this guy, it's a done deal. Best bot lane in the league.
Yeah.
But this series, Caliste has got caught out on multiple occasions. Yeah. Hasn't really done much. And now it's Supa and Alvaro who are taking over in so many of these, and especially on the Aphelios. You cannot let Supa get the lead here. So much of the DPS on MKOI's side hinges on this Aphelios.
Well, we'll see how things pan out. I'm super interested in Elyoya on Malphite. How do you go from playing Kiana into Malphite? That's quite the shift.
I do have an update on this pause, by the way, just to interrupt. Karmine Corp pause reporting a potential bug relating to rune selection. That's what this bug was about. Due to game of record, league officials have determined that we will play on. I'll see if I get more information about that. Obviously, right now, we're just speculating, seeing what the runes are across the board. There is an electrocute on Elyoya.
Yeah, that's not like, that's kind of standard, so it's all right. So I think, yeah, that's what I was trying to run through it. But most junglers on the Malphite will take the electrocute and still go for a tank just to get the burst. So I'll have to see exactly what the game plan is going to be.
I mean, it's probably a secondary, unless he doesn't want to run Conquer on the Corki. But
yeah, so we will play on from KC's side. And we'll find out more information and pass that on to you. But for now, we do play on. Welcome back to game. Now, as a good Orb of Deception from Jojo comes through, just note, he is playing the Faker skin. So I always love to see it. I mean, I do feel like Jojo on this Ahri, this game we already talked about, is going to have a big job to do, I guess, following up on Elyoya's engage, on Alvaro's engage, because early, we're just expecting him to play through the lane and not much more.
Absolutely. I mean, Viktor has the ability to get really effective short burst trades just because you get a shield off your Q.
Yep.
And so it's very difficult for your opponent to trade back. And also his E is so fast and difficult to react to that it's almost like guaranteed damage, with which Ahri can't do a lot about. What Ahri can do is just play for fast pushes very early on and do kind of what Jojo's doing right now, where you take advantage of the fact that Viktor has very high cooldowns early on, and you just push the wave in quickly, forcing him to choose between, are you going to use your E on the wave, or are you going to use the E on me? And if he uses it on you, then you just do more damage to the wave, and you get this push, which is exactly what Jojo is showing us. And look at the CS discrepancy they've already got. So really good awareness from Jojo, just basically doing what he often does, happy to concede his HP. You get 2 pots at the start of every laning phase, and Jojo will always use them. He does not, he's not like, no, this is a resource that I need to take advantage of, and so he's going to throw them out, and it helps to get control of the lane, and already he's got a bit of a nice CS lead.
I think that's what we've been complimenting about Jojo ever since he came into the league. Like, Jojo's ability to, I wouldn't say flip the lane, but be so aggressive that sometimes it can backfire. But against worse players than him, he always finds a way through. Is huge. Now, it's not the only lane finding a CS lead. Of course, bot lane, Supa and Alvaro pushing Caliste and Busio up against the turret. They're doing pretty well themselves. As we eyes back towards the mid lane for now with kyeahoo with the lower HP. It is a bit of a goal lead for MKOI, just based off the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're getting this much push from Supa and Alvaro is kind of insane. Like, Busio should be able to use that ORQ to kind of help push out the wave. And you got the phosphorus bomb. But Caliste being forced back early with some good trades means that now he's already missing out. So again, like, eyes on Supa, an early call for him. He'd match the tier. Like, he's off to a really good start in this bottom lane. So I have to see if he's going to be able to keep it up.
Alvaro, sneaky, looking for a tangle barb through the wave. kyeahoo too far back, though.
Immediately.
I mean, look, hang on, who gave that relic stack? Yeah, Alvaro's out of there, okay.
Yeah, I think that many teams have rituals, and when there's a Neeko in the game, someone on that roster, whether it's the coach or one of the players, say, hey, you got to count those minions. Yeah. So, especially when the Neeko is missing on the map.
It feels like abuse because, you know, the new patch with all the wave changes, like, you got to do extra math. You got to go to advanced mathematics now. But at least good math done there from kyeahoo. He pulls back and Alvaro goes back to lane. Lane pressure going to continue down the bot lane, but yeah, mid is still looking fantastic. Yeah, dodging that Orb of Deception, which is important because we're cresting towards level 6 for Jojo. Kill threat on the way.
Supa going for a big trade.
And barrier already comes out. Corki with the Gatling gun. Caliste just has to auto him down. Supa getting close, but as he walks on out, pops an out pot.
I was keeping my eyes on both junglers though, because as you already alluded to, they're moving down towards this bottom side. No resets coming through, so both of them want to try and go for Scuttle Crab immediately as it spawns. Unless Elyoya trying to find a window to get down to this bottom lane.
Level
Good
5.
ward though.
All in, potentially, walking into the lane, flash tangle barb, and as well pressing the Q. Caliste gets autoed to death. Supa did a fade away auto, and first blood goes to the support.
Once again, it's MKOI finding the lead in the 2v2, and Yike finds Elyoya, but that's a brick wall you ain't getting through.
He can just send out the Q, the seismic shard gives the movement speed autos for a bit and walks away. Alvaro happy to step up to the wave as Busio's trying to deflect the wave. He doesn't want Caliste to lose any more in this lane, but unfortunately he can't step up too much more. The wave's gonna crash, and it ain't a cannon minion wave.
I mean, we talked about the misplays that we've been seeing from Caliste today, and you can understand how close that trade was. It was by margins. It could have been so different. It could have been a one-for-one.
Yikes. They want to kill that badly. It's going to be flash forward. Busio goes past the tangle bars, but Caliste also went past the wave. The CS discrepancy going to be there. Back now going to be taken in. But Supa did actually get back to base, so he's going to walk it out, miss a couple of minions maybe, but still good news for the bottom lane of MKOI as bolting into the wall, Gnar here from Canna, good damage, but Myrwn is going to shove out and make sure he gets out of the way of this dinosaur.
At least with that play from Busio, it does net dragon for KC as they're able to delay some of those backs. So it is something for KC, but the bottom lane already bleeding a sizable CS lead, and now as well that early kill. I mean, you were already just saying it, Fetty, like, we needed to see more, and it's just not happening.
Nice wall shove. Myrwn just waits for Canna to come on back, but that's his burst out of the way here. Myrwn gets the buckler, walks it back, Boomerang doesn't connect, and he'll walk back to lane just fine. Canna does have a bit of a lead in this lane, and it is important to note we kind of expected this, but Myrwn playing weak side, not a bad shout.
Malphite mid, he just hit 6, there's no flash on kyeahoo.
Here we go, rock solid. Yeah, puts down the Chaos Storm, but arcane or not, it doesn't matter. Waiting for the seismic shove to come through. Yeah, walking away with still AP, but Jojo on the honey gets hit by Yike. Seismic shove, not enough. Yeah, auto shield up, shield up. Yike keeps him out with a vault breaker and saves a life as the double goes over to Yike, and the plan backfires.
Yike with the hero play at just the right time to keep his mid laner alive. My goodness, kyeahoo, he just had enough distance and enough mana to get the Q off cooldown, which gave him the shield to keep him alive. Some clutch stuff coming out in that 2v2.
You can see, oh, hang on,
Myrwn might be in trouble. Boomerang Blade doesn't connect. He goes into the fog of war. Meanwhile, we go back to the bottom lane. Boots has been sniped out, ulted out as well. Crescendum Severin, auto attack almost kills him where he stands.
I think Supa actually misplayed. You can get a Q, throw the ult, immediately auto,
the auto, yeah.
And while that ult is traveling, then get the second auto after. And I don't think he got that mid-click on that ult travel time. That actually could have been a kill, I think, onto Busio.
Well said. We'll look at the replay here because a lot just happened, but I cannot believe who survived all this.
So the level 6 knocker holds the charm, wanting to get the maximum amount of CC come through. Or maybe it was the minions that he doesn't commit to, but then the ulti at just the right time. The gravity field placement as well made things very difficult for Jojo to follow up, and there was that Q shield at just the right time.
There was also a minion that barely survived, which meant that some of that ult damage and the Foxfire went into the minion rather than into kyeahoo. Like a game of millimeters there for KC. But it does net 2 kills for Yike and control of the mid lane.
And you know what is true this whole series? That kyeahoo gets a lot of attention, and Yike always likes to be the one giving that set attention. Once again, setting up, but not mid this time. The gold is going to him. So 800 gold lead here for Yike on his Vi, and another good early game start here for KC.
Canna getting to control on the top side. This is pretty much what we saw in the last game, though. These early plays coming through from Yike, controlling this top side of the map. But slowly but surely, Elyoya was able to find the plays, and he is once again on a playmaker. It looks very different to, the playmaker we got in the last game.
Yeah.
But still, the ability to influence these lanes, especially bot lane, when these flashes aren't up, cannot be understated.
Sorry, that is a silly pun.
Well, someone in the chat said KC need winning lanes. Right now, mid and top is looking pretty good. Of course, bot lane didn't quite go the way that Caliste and Busio would have wanted based on the early game.
Chaos Storm.
Ulti mainly dropped to get that push. kyeahoo in a bit of danger, but Busio matching the roam.
Alvaro matching as well. I mean, look, the biggest thing is Busio, in their really strong early games, has been here to help facilitate kyeahoo. as you're saying, the fact he's once again here also leads us into potentially set up for the Dragon. 1 minute 30 till it spawns. KC got the first one, and their early Dragon sacking has been good. Kyeahoo looks for a bit of a kill. Jojo a little bit low on mana, waiting again. Gravity field is down. Jojo stunned up, waiting for the Chaos Ray. It does connect, not upgraded, and Jojo will just walk it out.
All he really wanted there is Kyeahoo was that plate and to try and back away, looking towards this Rod of Ages. So quite tanky, which I do think you kind of need to be in the setup that MKOI are going for, because he is going to be the prime target. You have flashes, you have Valkyries on Caliste, which can help for things like the Malphite. But for Kyeahoo, if that flash is down, he is a sitting duck that mountain is waiting to come down on.
Dragon in 50 seconds. With KC already having the advantage on that one, you expect this to be the main objective that they're playing for. Jojo's build, it looks like he's going for a Rod of Ages as well, which means that this Ahri's gonna, his spike is gonna be, his spike is gonna be pretty significantly delayed.
Yeah, we did walk away from Rod of Ages Ahri for a little bit.
Yeah, because once the grasp changes came through, we kind of shifted away from it.
Well, I think Ahri players do it into other Rod of Ages champs.
Yeah.
Number one, to try and keep up in terms of the experience.
They want to be like the cool kids.
Yeah, but also HP
jealousy.
is just a valuable thing against thirsty champions for sure.
Yike. It's Myrwn. Can't do much. Vault Breaker in. Steadfast presence in the way. Caliste is back in his bottom lane as Canna's going to be caught out. Tangle Barbs connects, but remember, 5 seconds till this Drake. It is all about the bot side of the map right now as Jojo gets tagged out, gets the charm, but an unstoppable force in the way again. kyeahoo, is he going to survive this time? Yike, no, Busio, sorry, came in, and he does. I can answer the question for you that kyeahoo just refuses to die.
You just don't have enough damage in the combo. That's why you see damaged junglers with this Ahri. Busio with the shield, Canna forcing MKOI back
Jojo?
as Dragon taken by Yike.
I was waiting to see if Jojo wanted to force the flash. Charm does come out. He looks for Busio, but it doesn't connect. KC burning the TPs. kyeahoo now back in position, but MKOI, they're the ones getting forced out of river. Busio's going to do it by himself, and kyeahoo's going to push the wave.
Also, Caliste is getting pushed on bottom lane and starting to be able to actually chip away at this tower into Myrwn, which is helping him to try and close the gold lead that had opened up in this bottom lane.
He's trying. I don't think he's succeeding right now.
He's trying real hard.
750 gold is the gap right now, and the Cole's about to cash in very soon as well. But yeah, to go back on your point earlier, that the biggest problem with Roa Ahri is that you just don't do damage for ages, like really a long time. And so the fact that they haven't killed kyeahoo actually didn't surprise me the second time round, because when you have a Roa yourself, again, like the HP just makes all the difference, and a Malphite, like this ain't a solo queue Malphite, so there's no malignance rush from the side of Elyoya.
Valkyrie burned. He's waiting to see if Caliste had any damage. But yeah, it always disappoints me on that note. Like, you see the Ahri with Rod of Ages, like, yeah, not really any damage, not yet. A lot of people out there don't like it, but regardless, past that point, we are putting a big focus here on Caliste in the bottom lane. Doesn't really have that much mana, but Busio is going to help him push the turret, get some plating. Myrwn just playing weak side right now. Well, the next focus needs to be on Herald up in the top side, and MKOI are getting pushed here for the time being. Sakana's doing the same here, but it's enough.
Yeah, but it's not as capable here because you've got 2 members of MKOI pushing up, whereas just Caliste kind of being solo on that bottom side. So Supa actually getting way more out of this. And it's going to be able to take the tower unless Yike can make some play on the top end. And it looks like they're just moving Alvaro into this top side drive rush to get some vision and spot exactly where Yike is.
Under the cover, Supa is going to get a bit of help here forward. Tangle Barb's almost connecting after the Proto Belt. Early Proto Belt here from Alvaro, but he did get an earlier kill, so makes sense here as Mikhail's belt for Busio needs to be noted for this next play in a minute.
Yike navigated his way into a pocket of vision. Will be spotted now. Alvaro going to use the heal.
Cease and desist onto Alvaro as well, but double Tangle Barb. Busio uses the belt on himself, and now with the Pop Blossom down, Alvaro's down on ulti, but he's looking for the escape, and he has found it. No ulti for jungle versus support as Jojo gets tagged in the mid lane. Things still looking good for KC, as Yike did just get their big engage tool out.
Caliste backed away on the bottom side as well. Meant that Elyoya was fishing for that ultimate play on the bottom side. Doesn't find anything. Still got hit.
Chaos Storm is down. Rather arcane, and Jojo just on the edge of it for now. He's going to walk back. He wants the minions. With Foxfire, he movement speeds past it.
There was a world where kyeahoo could get a kill there, but he'd have to flash in order to consider that as a possibility, so he decides against it. Instead, he would just choose to go back to base, as both mid laners look to do that. Caliste right now is the target. Busio in a good position, though, getting ready to cover. Herald is 5 seconds, but everyone's on the bot side of the map. They're interested in this blue buff.
But it's also just one plate on that bottom side, so if you can keep Myrwn pushing on this bottom lane, you have a chance to take that. And KC have to make a choice, protect the tower or protect the blue buff, and the tower will stay standing.
Gold is dead even. Those first items are there. Obviously, Zeke's convergence to the Malphite's build we've seen many times before. Supa happy to push the mid wave now with Alvaro shadowing. Elyoya, he is nearby, ready to press the button. Now, Dragon's up in 130. MKOI still hold control. That Herald is also a counter thought as Jojo is getting pushed top by himself. That is going to be reciprocated by kyeahoo, but he's going to be there in a little bit.
It's just rotations at the moment. And it's crazy because the last couple of games have been explosive.
Oh, absolutely.
Both sides just constantly fist fighting, doing whatever they can to get a small advantage. This game, though, much more calculated. Both teams sizing each other up, trying to see what they can achieve.
Looks like they're just giving this one over. Casey saying, you know what, we don't really care about it right now. We care more about focusing on our farm. They don't have that top tower. kyeahoo doesn't want to overextend. He's playing relatively safe, getting very close to that level 12, but he knows Herald has just died and he has no vision. This is very risky stepping up. Oh, he does have that one control ward, so he is actually fine. My apologies.
Yeah, you don't
Dragon, though, that'll be Yike. Having first push on that objective, clearing out the vision. Canna with a nice base timing will be making his way down as well. And the final role quest now completed for Myrwn as he secures that in the bottom lane. And the Dragon, third one of the game, sole point for KC if they can grab it.
It's hard for MKOI to fight, though. Triforce complete onto Caliste is incredibly strong. You've got Yike with the Sunder Sky and the Triforce on Canna. This feels like a great item spike for KC. So MKOI fishing for the play instead.
Caliste is trying to bait him in so he can Valkyrie, but Supa just steps up instead. He's auto-attacking him. Barrier comes out, but Caliste, his health bar is now the issue as Dragon started, but KC quickly pull off.
KC are split. MKOI stand in the middle, and they can turn on either side with Elyoya. So Canna trying to manage this bar.
But going into Mega, as you said, Dagda is big. Myrwn slow though. Cease and desist, he's popped backward. Set up as the Battle Herald instead. Myrwn gets over the wall. Yike, he's going to match it, keep his verdict. Interrupted, and Myrwn goes down. Big play from Yike. Meanwhile, on the top side of our screens, MKOI looking for the fight. The Chaos Storm already down. KC gets soul point and get away. They have erupted, and the flow of MKOI is trodden on as the Herald is going to get the charge towards mid. Yes, it will go down, but soul point is a powerful position.
Decisive play from Yike, recognizing that he can work with Canna to get that pick onto Myrwn, and they can use the numbers advantage to convert it into a secure Drake. But KOI, they didn't want to go down without a fight. They were forcing a fight on the top side of the river, trying to catch a few of the KC members out. You'll see that the flash was burnt by kyeahoo, but he was successfully able to get away with his life. So this is a net win for KC.
Yeah.
3 dragons secured. They don't lose any members. They do get a kill. Yike, they're doing a lot in this game to keep KC fighting.
Busio looking for a tether, but Supa's out of range. Caliste is going to get access to turret plating in mid lane as well. I mean, I heard the crowd get excited for the charge towards mid, but as you said, Vedi, great play from KC. It sets their comp up, their comp we talked about with Viktor, with Corki, for a team fight for Sol.
Kind of being pressured off this bot side turret, though, as Elyoya shows up in Jojopyun. So although you are getting some of these dragons, it's MKOI getting control of the map. It will be answered by kyeahoo. The ability for MKOI to continue to push in all these these waves now with these 3 towers down makes things significantly easier for them.
Bit of gold. We wait 3.5 minutes. That's the next play. Baron up in a minute's time as well. KC on a ward right now that's deep from MKOI as Yike looks for the angle as well. Elyoya fishing. Supa trying to find Caliste. Maybe caught out. Spirit Fire comes in as well. Orbit Deception ulti. Oh, a couple of whiffs and Caliste won't be caught out this time.
Now they feel confident to turn, though. Yike setting on towards Elyoya. Busio to support. MKOI retreating as they actually have multiple members on this top side, and Canna is solo looking at that bot lane turret.
I mean, this standing gold is going to be very nice for KC to grab. Canna level 14, and he's going to get a big injection as well, solo securing this tower.
It's also now difficult for MKOI. You have just under 3 minutes to actually go for this dragon fight.
Yep.
But you're hitting 2 items which is basically the strongest KC will be. Like a Corki with 2, Canna with 2, Yike just finishing that Black Cleaver. Like, you were in an exceptionally strong position as KC in this game. And I just don't think MKOI right now have the firepower to match.
And we also talked heavily about this Ahri in the early game. With the build, we've got a Rod of Ages Ahri that isn't going to hit something like a Cosmic Drive would, right? Those 2 items where Ahri can pop a squishy carry. It's going to take a little bit more than that. And for KC, as you said, great position now. 2 minutes 10 until this next dragon, this soul spawns.
Yeah, I think it's the Horizon focus that she's going for a second tier, which still gives you a ton to work with. But as you say, like, it's going to take time to get into that position. And I just, like, 2 items is great for Supa. He would love a 3rd. And for Caliste, just finished the Myrwn. I'm really unsure how MKOI are going to get a chance unless they can play this smart and look for
I really
picks.
think it's just Supa. I feel like he's all the damage. If Supa dies, I think the team fight is lost.
I think you have to find a pick beforehand, though. I don't, even in a straight-up all-in, like, Yike presses ult on Supa, and it's not a great time.
Maybe you're right. I'm having flashbacks to Canna's Gnar from last year in winter, where he was able to find that huge ult. Yike, he might be a little bit deep. This time, though, he's not punished. That mid tower finally going to go down, and all these 3 outer towers secured by KC, and you can see that standing gold. 1.7k the gold lead collectively. A lot of the lead sitting on that top side of the rift for KC. Canna, though.
Yeah, Myrwn does find him, but Canna's just going to walk it out. He hasn't taken turret aggro until about now, but he's out of range anyway. It doesn't matter. Jojo going to get a deep push up in top lane. As you can see, MKOI have put their priority around Baron vision, but it is going to shift. A minute till that Drake. MKOI cannot let an Ocean Soul go over. It doesn't matter how powerful you think it is with the Karma, with a comp that you guys have set up. It's a big one. Kyeahoo
just ticked over to level 14, and his rower is also going to then push him to 15 as well.
True.
So nice timing for Kyeahoo. He has the TP available. He can push out another wave in top. His vision is pretty good. He just needs to get information on where the rest of MKOI are. He's seen Supa, he's seen Jojo. He knows where the Poppy is. He's missing Alvaro, but it's unlikely that Alvaro is going to be top, so he can just push out that other wave.
Good charm. Okay, on the Caliste. Alvaro tries to poke.
MKOI are in such a good position, though. They've already established themselves, and I don't really think many people want to face check this on KC's side. Caliste stepping forward, but a charm could end us.
TP from Kyeahoo hits the level 15 off the Rod of Ages, and you can look at the poke now coming through from this Viktor. It's really starting to hurt.
Well, KC, as they walk on in, need to find themselves a little pick, a little target. MKOI have strangled out vision in the river. For the meantime, it's Canna running out of the Mega Gnar, so he's going to be small. As he stands here, MKOI know that bar's now down. Myrwn's doing the vision work. KC walking in at 3k, stopping the soul. Yike, no steal. It's secured by Elyoya. Yike gets the flash out of the back of the beat for MKOI. They have stopped this stacking at least for now. Looking for more though. Jojo gets greedy. Caught out by Yike. Pop blossom. Not bad from Alvaro, but as he goes golden, he's chunked in an instant. Elyoya ulted Caliste, but there's no damage. No follow-up. MKOI have Supa, yes, but Canna about to go mega again. Will take his 1 target, and the rest of KC will chase down this team. Out of the woodwork, it's a soul, as it's only Myrwn left standing up here. Everyone else gets out. They denied, but can they stop this Baron?
That was such a strange try. It felt like no one was doing any damage anywhere. Everyone was sort of getting low, but not really. In the end, the top laner for KOI ends up falling because he's left isolated from his team, but now with the numbers advantage, the Baron has begun.
Charm did miss though. Canna just going to step up and auto down Elyoya. This Malphite not doing too much because he doesn't have a damn ultimate. Canna going to go mega again, and Canna's ulti's almost off. That's the difference. KC, the Baron continues at 9k. It's going down fast.
There's no one from MKOI that can get here. Elyoya is being zoned by Busio. Canna has his ultimate. And just like that, KC, they lose Dragon, but the Baron is in their hands.
We look back at this fight. Good position, good secure by KOI. Now they want the fight, but their attention is split. Jojo goes towards Yike, doesn't find the play. Then Alvaro finds it a good engage on the back line. But Elyoya, there's no ulti follow-up. He actually commits onto Caliste. The charm comes through. But you can see how the coordination is all over the shot from both sides.
Ulti gonna buffer though onto Canna. Pop Blossom too. It's nice, and Supa gonna auto away, but Canna survives himself with a Mega Gnar. MKOI can't finish the job, and Canna survives on a whim. Meanwhile, we look at Jojo again. Chaos Storm down. Spirit Rush not going to be burned just yet with the Foxfire. Jojo gets the move speed, but KC are handling this game, and it's starting to get even better for them.
Yahoo's Rod of Age is doing work there. Jojo only just completed his ticket at 15, whereas Yahoo level 16 had the access to that level 3 ultimate and was pushing in on sides. KC, it looked like that pick on Canna might have been enough to dissuade them. Ooh. But MKOI can't find anything else.
What a strange game.
It's really strange.
We've had such explosive games so far in this series, and honestly, KOI just haven't been able to make any plays. And as weird as it is to sound, I do think this Ahri build has so much to do with it. They've had no real pick potential in mid lane. They've had no real damage. All of the damage right now, it feels like, is on Supa. Sure, with the Crypt Bloom now completed, maybe, but it feels like it's this weird combination of a team fight, pick, comp, disengage.
Yeah.
And it's also because KC haven't been perfect. Like that last fight, you saw Yike use the ult onto Jojo as Caliste is backing away.
Yeah.
Sure, it was the dodge spell as well, but the coordination isn't there on KC either.
Absolutely.
And it's just been MKOI not being able to follow up with enough of that damage to finish off so many blinking health bars on KC that now they stand with a 4K gold lead, a Dragon Soul potentially in a minute and a half. And it has to be, can Supa finish that last Whisper build before that next fight?
A couple of subtle things as well is, so I think about side lanes, and KC just have better ones. And the most important one was that Rod of Ages completion for Yahoo gave him a full level and a half over his opponent for at least 2 to 3 minutes. And it's only now that Jojo's upgraded his Rod of Ages that is now fully completed that he's now matching Yahoo, but he's still going to be about a level behind after everything is said and done. So the fact that KC could basically continue to control the side lanes, it made it easier for them to control the neutrals, and that's kind of what just put them in a better position. So while I would describe this game as awkward overall, at the end of the day, it's just KC that have just, because they got those early dragons, converted it towards the Baron, and now they're setting up for the Soul once more.
First couple of gangs from Yike as well have to be noted. I just put that in the back of my mind.
That's a good point.
It's been early games that KC haven't converted, that now we come back and look, Grimy, you think so, but they're going to have to pull rabbit out of the hat.
3 items is big. And if you can get through this, the green gun, I've forgotten the name of it, you should be able to actually get access to the Crescendum, and then this red-white, which you're in a good spot. Flashes available across the board for MKOI. Aim almost for KC, it's just who's lagging.
And I mean, credit to Yike, big bounce back after game 3. Level 16, GA completed. This Vi is going to be very difficult for this Aphelios to deal with in the upcoming fight.
Jojo, angle. Oh, Yike's found him. He's got a GA. He can dive in, no problem whatsoever. Jojo on this Ahri pick, we were criticizing it, but now in so much trouble. Caliste has a big one, lands it, Canna gets the auto, but Dragon's down. Okay, MKOI, the side play stops the soul, but now KC want to finish the job and take us to silver. Scrapes. Yike on the back end. Supa's doing damage, but the keeper's verdict stops the play.
Caliste was sent packing, but straight on towards Elyoya. So now it's KC. We're in an awkward spot. They don't have the numbers. And MKOI looking for the heist.
It's all about Supa. It's all about Supa going into Mega Gnar soon as Canna at half HP gets poked on out. Hysterics Gage now down. Mega there, and he needs to get ballered out. And Supa into the wall, but Pop Blossom saves it over. Supa still, as he flashes away, he kites back. Yahoo can't finish the job. Walks in, damage there. Supa gets the ulti, but it's not enough. KC ran them down, cornered them, squished them, and even though Alvaro found a beautiful ulti, KC just have more damage.
My goodness, what an awkward situation once again. Supa came so close because Myrwn and Alvaro provided the space he needed to really pop off. But then again, once it wore off, the numbers was too great, the damage was too strong, and KC came out on top. But all they got was kills. The Dragon was secured by KOI. There's no Baron to secure. So KC, while they did get some gold, they're not really that much closer to ending the game.
I mean, Elyoya's going to get caught out here. You're right. Flash, ulti, what is he going to burn? He might use it to get on out, but even if he ultis here, Caliste is on the right side to follow him down. Zeke's convergence there. I mean, yeah, they do get his ulti, though. Baron's up in 35.
That is crucial, because if he died, as you say, Hysterics, that would have been Baron again for KC. But I agree with you, Vedi, these small mistakes, this over-index onto kills, did come back to bite them. They thought they got Jojopyun, but the entire time this is happening, Dragon is being taken. So Jojo ends up buying a ton of space here. But while on the top side, this fight ends up happening, it's as MKOI try to escape. Myrwn, I thought that KC were going to outweigh for Myrwn with the ultimate, but they don't. And as MKOI go through, KC chasing. Watch this Venn diagram of save Supa for the love of God. Because it's the setup from Alvaro on one side. Myrwn with the flash W to prevent the engage from Vi. And I thought maybe that could be enough. But kyeahoo, he just tanks it all.
Yeah, the arm guard was so important for kyeahoo to stay alive. But so the funny thing is, that's the point of the Rod of Ages build on the Ahri, right? When that Vi dives into you, it makes the damage harder to execute. And so the build did buy him a lot of time. KOI still very much in this game. The Baron now alive, and all eyes remain on Supa. He is 2 levels behind Caliste.
Canna just popped Mega Gnar in bot lane.
Okay.
He's going to be Mini Gnar moving up. I don't know if MKOI spotted it. This would be a timing for them to try and make something happen. Now Canna in Mini Gnar form will be spotted.
He can use the next wave to start building that one up.
Yeah, I think he has to. But can MKOI find the engage while he's still in that position? They don't have any clue where Yike is, which is, I think, what MKOI are worried about.
They see the TP. They see it. They're pinging it.
I mean, Canna's still on nothing, though. It's a good point you raised. Yike finds him. Great TP interruption. Myrwn came in to keep his verdict, and even though he's a tank, look at the burst damage. KC have done a good job so far. Everyone disengages, though, and the weirdness shall continue.
But that was the Vial committed. The cooldown isn't the longest, but all 5 ultis are still available for KOI. Because they can't convert that pick, it looks like that not much is going to come off the back of it. And like, there's just so much limited crowd control that it's really so hard for either side to get a kill. We're 31.5 minutes in. There's only been 8 kills total.
I know.
The damage dealt is probably very high. Because there's a lot of damage being traded between the 2 teams, but the number of actual kills is not converting. The AD carries are pretty much even in terms of itemization. The Zhonya's now finished. Death Cap being worked on for Jojo. A big damage increase for him. The moment he gets it, that Ahri will become a lot scarier.
And that's what I was going to say. The fact that MKOI keep holding on, they keep delaying, is buying items for this Aphelios, is giving time to Jojo. And suddenly it's not so much of, hey, you've got 2 great item spikes for KC, they should get soul. Now you're kind of fighting for your life. As this third dragon, a potential third dragon for MKOI, is going to spawn. But waves pushing in KC's favor. They establish themselves around the objective. They're getting the vision, denying the multiple angles of attack. So MKOI trying to make
MKOI's turn.
All right, and Supa's got the perfect guns for it as well. He's going to set him into crescendo.
The TP for Jojo in front of Canna.
Oh, okay. Well, he's going to get autoed down, so Jojo in a bad spot. He's going to Spirit Rush at the start of the fight. Keep his verdict. Gets silenced. So Myrwn just stands there. Baron is going down. Supa does damage. But Yike! He's the king of smite! We've told you time and time again. He ball breakers out. Blood Blossom's a 4-man though. Wait. Canna. Oh, he saves the play. Yike goes back in. Supa's been hit. Yike is trying to get down this AD carry, but he can't until Jojo fixes the kill. Now Canna just autos through. And KC somehow find a way, but that's what happens when you have Yike on your damn team.
That is some damn League of Legends right there.
Holy.
The fight looked so close. It could have gone either way, but it is KC that comes out triumphant. 4 members fall on the side of KOI. 33 minutes in with the Baron secured as well. KC, for the 3rd time in this rivalry, will bring us to a game 5.
KC manage it. Yike with his dying breath takes down Supa, but with that breath, he will roar Silver Scrapes as KC look to take the Nexus.
The Nexus now bear KC on it. We are going to Silver Scrapes. Winter may be in the finals, but KC want to relive it right here.